أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum to all students that are here. Jazakumullah for all of you for being on time. So I'm going to start off, as we usually do with our classes, with the opening dua. So I'm going to select a student from Nasirat, so N488.
Yes!
Assalamu alaikum, N488.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. I think you're very excited to be picked today. So, very good. So, I've just highlighted over here the prayer that we're going to read at the start. So, could you read, just follow me as I read it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'an. Excellent. And could you please read the translation?
Oh Allah, I ask you for
Beneficial
knowledge.
Excellent. Jazakillah. So now that we've recited our opening prayer, I'm going to move straight to today's lesson. So as you may know, students that are here and have been here for the classes on Wednesday and Thursday, we've moved now to lesson number 2, which is various cases in pausing. So whilst you're with me, N488, could you please maybe explain, do you know what the rule is that we've been learning about? Do you think you can explain it to your classmates? Any ideas?
Pausing at the end.
Yeah, so maybe if we want to take a breath in the middle of a verse, or if we've come to the end of a verse, we're learning how to correctly pronounce the words. So in some cases, there are changes in how we pronounce a word if we're pausing. So that's what we've been learning about. So what I'll do is I'll just recap line number 2, because I think yesterday you revised lines 1 and 2. So starting with the one that I've highlighted, could you read this for me as if you are just going to continue reciting and you're not going to pause? So over here, what are the 2 strokes above both letters, the letter dha and the letter noon? Do you know what these little apostrophe strokes are called?
Fatha.
So fatha is this one above the ya. This is dhamma, yeah? So this is fatha, the one that goes underneath, that's a kasra, and these little apostrophe type ones are dhamma, okay? So do you remember from the lesson 1, the very first thing that we learned, if we have fatha, dhamma and kasra, how many seconds do we read them for?
2.
Not 2 seconds. So these are the very basic strokes. Fatha, kasra and dhamma. How many seconds?
1.
Excellent. So for 1 second. So in this example, what you have to remember is all of these, they're just going to be for 1 second. So we would read it as yadhunnu. Okay, no prolonging, not yadhunnu. Nothing like that, just yadhunnu. Okay?
Yazunnu.
Excellent. And on this noon, what sign do we have about just below the dhamma? This W. Do you know what it's called? It begins with an S. So this is a shadda, yeah? And what happens when we have a shadda, specifically above the noon and also the meme, we really put a lot of emphasis because of the shadda, and we produce a nasal sound. So try to read it like this. Yadhunnu.
Yazunnu.
Excellent, well done. So this is if you were continuing and you weren't going to pause. If you wanted to pause, what do you think would happen to the noon? How would we read it instead?
Yazun.
Excellent. A bit more emphasis because we're still going to pronounce the shadda on the noon. So yadhun.
Yazun.
Excellent, well done. And in the second example, just how, if you were continuing in your recitation, how would you read it?
Musayan.
So this is a meme over here. You're right, it's joined to the ya, but this little one over here is a meme, and the meme is carrying the tanween and the shadda. So the first half was right. How would you read this second half?
Musamman.
Excellent. Musamman. Have a go for me.
Musamman.
Well done. And you can see here, just like you had the noon mushaddad here, also the meme mushaddad, we're doing the same thing. So a lot of emphasis because of the shadda, and also we're producing a nasal sound. So musamman.
Musamman.
Excellent, well done. Okay, in this example over here then, so just read it normally as you would if you're continuing.
Nisaan.
Excellent. And if you're going to pause, so the hamza is going to take the vertical fatha. So what's going to be the change if you're going to pause at nisa'an?
Nisaa.
A little bit longer. Remember the vertical fatha, that's for 2 seconds, so a bit longer on the hamza.
Nisaa.
Excellent, well done. And the next one?
Ma'in.
Well done. Just to pause a little bit more on the tanween. So ma'in.
Ma'in.
Well done, very good. And if you were going to pause, how would you recite the word?
Ma'u.
Not ma'u. So this is, I think this is a little sign that everyone gets confused on. So this is a sukoon. Remember the u is a bigger one. So it looks like an apostrophe, but this is a sukoon. So how would you read that?
Ma'a.
Not quite a, but ma. You want a slight jerk, just a slight jerk. If you read it as ma'a, that would mean that there was a fatha on it, but it's just a sukoon. So ma.
Ma.
Excellent, well done. So in the next example, just read it again as you would without doing vaqf.
Maswa'ai.
This is ya, remember? Try again.
Waya.
A little bit longer just after the waw, because remember it's attached to an alif, and alif is letter of prolongation.
Maswaya.
Excellent. Maswaya. And so this was an important one that your teacher raised yesterday. How would you pause on the end of this word here? So the ya is going to take a sukoon. How would you pause?
Maswa'a.
Not maswa'a. Try again.
Maswa.
Almost there. So you're going to get the slight sound of the ya, and so you're going to read it as maswaj. A little bit thick on the ya in the end. Maswaj.
Maswaj.
Excellent. Well done. That's really good. How would you, if you were going to read it as maswai, what do you think the difference might be?
There would be a.
So that might be, if you took out the alif and it was just the ya sakin, it would be mathwai. But because there's the alif there, we're treating the ya as a consonant, so it's mathwaj. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, excellent. So could you remind me of your ID again, please?
N488.
Brilliant. Jazakillah N488. So I'm going to mute you now. And I'm going to select a student from Atfal now. So I'm going to choose A417. Assalamu alaikum, A417. A417, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So A417, do you understand what the lesson is that we're doing today?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So just as your previous classmate was doing, if you could read this one just as you would in normal recitation without stopping.
2, 1.
So again, what's the sign, what's the stroke just above the ta? What do we call this apostrophe sign just above the ta? Begins with a D.
Dua.
Yeah, so the letter itself is ta, but the stroke that it's carrying, you see this apostrophe here, this is the dhamma, yeah? So remembering, just going back to our first lessons, the very basic strokes that a letter would carry is fatha, which is held for 1 second, kasra, which goes below the letter, and dhamma, which again is above the letter, but is the little apostrophe sign. So remembering over here, the ta, the dhamma sign is just for 1 second. So it's not going to be tuwa, it's going to be tuwa. Or if you're reciting as if you're not stopping, it's tuwan.
2, 1.
Tuwan.
2, 1.
Well done. And if you're going to pause, so what change is happening over here? Over here, the waw is carrying the fathatain or the tanween of fatha. Over here, what's happened? What's the change in stroke if you're pausing?
Dua.
Excellent. So you've recognized you're going to prolong it for 2 seconds. So what's happening here is the fathatain is being taken off, and if you're pausing, you're going to have the vertical fatha. So you're absolutely right. It's going to be tuwa, 2 seconds. Well done. In the next one then, how would you read this in continuous recitation?
So.
So just a little bit rounder.
So.
Excellent. And are there going to be any changes if you pause at the end of this word?
No.
No. Excellent. So how would you read it?
So.
Well done. That's really good. And the next example, again in continuous recitation.
An-Nabiyyu.
Well done. A little bit more emphasis on the noon, because we're remembering that's the shadda and also the nasal sound. An-Nabiyyu.
An-Nabiyyu.
Well done. And what would you do if you're going to stop? How's the sound going to change?
An-Nabi.
Excellent. Yeah, well done. So remembering that the shadda is at the end, so we still want that emphasis. An-Nabi.
An-Nabi.
Excellent, well done. And the next example?
Kafaru.
Well done. And any changes in if we have a letter ending with sukoon?
No.
Well done. So how are we going to read it?
Kafaru.
Excellent. And the last example?
Banaha.
Well done. And how would you read it if you're pausing?
Banaha.
Excellent. So you've recognized here when the letter is ending on the alif, which is a letter of elongation, there's no change. And the same thing when you have a letter ending on sukoon as well, there's no change. Well done. Okay, so just remind me of your ID. Is it A417?
Yes.
Excellent. Jazakallah A417. So I'm going to mute you now. And now I will pick, if I can ask my co-host if she can pick a student for me from Nasirat. Oh, let me just actually, there we go. Now she should be able to pick.
I would like to give the mic to N467.
Yeah, great. Could you unmute her?
Hello, Salika.
Walaikum assalam. How are you today, N467?
I'm okay.
Wow, that's good. Well done. So, can I ask you then exactly the same exercise as others have been doing? If you read this in continuous recitation.
Yeah, okay. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Lahunna.
Good. So try a bit more emphasis on the
Oh
noon.
yeah, I forgot. Lahunna.
Well done. Lahunna.
Lahunna.
Well done. And if you are pausing, what's going to change on the noon?
Sorry, can you just repeat that again? My brother was screaming.
Yeah, sure. So on the noon, because we're going to pause, what's going to be the change in the stroke above the noon?
Oh, we have to like stop. So it's gonna be like lahun.
Lahun, excellent. And what's this sign that's going to replace the fatha? What's this?
Jazm.
Jazm. Yeah, jazm or sukoon. So lahun, you still want that nasal sound coming through.
Yeah. Lahun.
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 Well done. Okay. And the next one, please, if you read it in continuous recitation.
Nida'an.
Try it again for me one more time.
Nida'an.
So over here, you're reading the alif as if it was a separate word, but the prolongation that's happening, it's happening on the dal. So you're going to read it nida'an.
Oh, okay. Nida'an.
So nida'an.
Nida'an.
Good. And so we've got again here, we've got the hamza, which is carrying the fathatain or the tanween sign. So what's going to happen if you pause? What's going to replace the tanween on the hamza?
Kari Zabr.
Kari zabr or
Yeah, Kari thing.
yeah, vertical fatha.
Yeah, vertical fatah.
And how are you going to read it then?
Nida'a.
Excellent. Well done. And in the next example, if you could read that for me, please.
Iyaya.
Well done. So you recognized really well that we've got the tashdid sign just above the ya. So we're going to put a bit of emphasis on it. So iyaya.
Iyaya.
Excellent. And what's going to happen to the fatha on the ya?
It's gonna be replaced with a jazm.
Yeah, well done. So how would you read it?
Iya.
So remember the ya, we're still pronouncing the end of the ya slightly.
Oh, okay. Iya. Oh, something like that.
Iyash.
Oh, iyash.
Okay, well done. And in the next example over here, please.
Shay'in.
A little bit more time on the ya because remember it's a letter of prolongation. So 2 seconds on the ya.
Okay. Shay'in.
More on the ya. So make the shay longer. The sheen is fine, but make the a part of the word longer.
Okay. Shay'in.
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 Well done. And if you're going to pause, so at the moment you've got the tanween of kasra beneath the hamza, and it becomes when you pause, a sukoon will come above the hamza. So if you could read it as if you are pausing.
Shay.
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 So you want a slight jerking sound right at the end, just to get the sound of the hamza with sukoon. Shay.
Shay.
Well done. And the last example.
Okay. Maulan.
A little bit more time. Remember, what's waw over here? Waw with a sukoon on top of it.
Okay. Maulan.
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 Well done. And if you are pausing, what happens to the tanween above the lam?
A vertical fatah.
Vertical fatha replaces it. So how many seconds are we going to read it for?
For 2 seconds.
2 seconds. Excellent. So please read it for me.
Mawla.
Excellent. Remember, so over here we've got the waw sakin, which is 2 seconds, and also the vertical fatha, which is 2 seconds. So we need to make sure that they're equal length. So mawla.
Okay. Mawla.
Well done. Excellent. And remind me again of your ID, please.
N467.
N467. Okay, Jazakillah N467. So I'm going to mute you now. And if I can ask my co-host if she can pick another student for me from Atfal.
Yeah, if I just ask A443.
A443.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, A443. How are you today?
I'm okay.
Good. Are you understanding the rules that we've covered so far?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. So could you do exactly the same as your classmates have been doing and read the first one in continuous recitation?
Nudiya.
Try it again for me, please.
Nudiya.
Okay, almost there. What's above the ya? Just at the end. Do you know what the name of the stroke is above the ya?
Fatha.
Fatha. How many seconds do we do on the fatha?
1.
1 second. So you're prolonging it a little bit. So nudiya.
Nudiya.
Well done. And so we see over here, we've got the fatha at the end of the word. What's going to happen? What's going to change in the stroke above the ya if we're going to pause? What's going to replace the fatha?
Jazam.
Jazm, yeah. Do you know what the other name for jazm is, beginning with S?
Zakun.
Sukoon. Sukoon, beginning with an S, yeah? So, well done. So read it if you are pausing.
No.
If there was a stop sign here, how would you read it?
Nudiya.
So if you're pausing, the fatha is going to disappear. And just imagine this same word written down here. So 2 seconds on the waw sakin and then 2 seconds on the ya sakin. So how would you read that?
No tej.
A little bit longer. You've got the amounts right, so you've made them equal, but a little bit longer, 2 seconds. So no di.
Nudi.
Well done, that's good. So in the next example, again, if you can read it as if you were just continuing as normal.
Read it as normal.
Al-Bafaru.
This one here, this is a meme. So just try it again.
Al-Mafaru.
Excellent, well done. So al-mafarru.
Al-Mafaru.
Well done. And if you're going to stop, so we see over here, even though there's a shadda, we're focusing on the stroke, which is a dhamma here. So just like in the case of the fatha, it's going to take a sukoon, the letter is going to take a sukoon. What's important to remember is you don't lose the shadda at the end. So even in your waqf, you're going to put a bit of emphasis on the letter. So you're going to read it as al-mafar.
Al-Mafar.
Excellent. Al-mafar.
Al-Mafar.
Well done, Jazakallah. Okay, and in the next example, read it as you would if you're continuing.
Mursaha.
That was almost there. So on the ra, you've got a sukoon on top of it. So you're not going to make any stroke on it. So just simply mursaha.
Mursaha.
Well done, excellent. And are there going to be any changes if you're going to do a waqf?
No.
No, well done. So again, you would read it as mursaha. No changes at all, okay? Okay, moving to the next one. So can you read this word for me, please?
Musaffa.
So not musaffa, remember this is tanween, so we want the noon sound coming in. So musaffan.
Musaffan.
Well done. A bit more time on the tanween. So musaffan.
Musaffan.
Well done. And again, what's happening with the tanween here? So the fatha dain, it's going to be taken away, and it's just going to be this the single fatha joined with an alif. So how would we read it if we were pausing?
As if it's like this.
Musaffa.
Excellent, well done. Musaffa.
Musaffa.
Well done. And if you could read this final word for me, please.
Alu ashuka.
So remembering here, these signs here, they look like the dhamma, but it's actually a sukoon. So how would we read it? Dhamma is the one over here.
Try again.
Yeah, Oman, you got that right.
Say it again.
Al ashka.
Well done. And if you're going to pause, what's going to change? So over here we have the fatha above the qaf, but then it's going to become the vertical fatha. So how many seconds will we read it for?
2.
Excellent, 2 seconds. So could you read it for me, please? Remember, this is sukoon. So
Al ashka.
little bit longer. Remember, this is vertical fatha.
So Adil, do it again. Do it again.
Al ashka.
Excellent, well done. So really good. You managed to recognize all the rules of the Waqf. But remember, with this worksheet, and this is for all students at home, obviously these examples, they'll appear in various forms in the Holy Quran. This is just for the purpose of recognizing how to apply this rule. But obviously when you come to recitation, at the end of verses and in the middle of verses, you'll have to remember how to apply each rule of Waqf appropriately. So what we'll do then is, if parents can just make a note with this exercise, yes, we have finished the lines, but if you can keep going over it with your child at home, and do definitely listen to the recordings as well, which can be accessed on the website. So what we'll do is, Jazakallah to was it A443 that I just spoke to?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, Jazakallah A443. So I'm going to mute you now. And what we're going to do then is, I'm going to ask my co-host to select a student from Nasirat now, and then we'll continue to apply not just the rules that we've learnt about pausing today and this past week, but also all of the 20 common recitational errors that we've been going over in the past few weeks. So again, whoever will be selected, as we usually do, I'll just highlight any mistakes or any areas for improvement. So if I can ask my co-host to find a student from Nasirat, please.
Yeah, if I just ask N475.
Yeah, that's right. Some of them in Can you see the screen okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, excellent. What I'm
I
going
would
to
just
do
like
is,
to say that maybe your voice will go, maybe I won't hear you in a second because like every 20 seconds your voice goes.
oh, I see. So you can't hear properly. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see how we do for now. So we're looking at Surah Al-Mudaththir today. And if you could start from verse number 1 up until verse number 6, please. They're quite short verses.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها المدثر قم فأنذر وربك فكبر وثيابك فطهر Faru Zafas Khur
Just read the last part again for me, please. Just from Fa.
Baru
Warrujiza.
Warukza Kahkur.
So this is, remember, this is Jim because the dot is underneath. And this is over here. Let me just zoom in actually. This is
Farruj.
Fahjur. Yeah?
Okay, Fajr.
Okay. So just looking at the points that I've highlighted. So what's the sign just above the ya over here? This little wavy sign.
Matisnir.
Excellent. So just a little bit more prolongation on that. So we want it to be at least 3 seconds. And over here where I highlighted, just a bit more fluency and a bit more emphasis on the letters with the shadda. So both the dal here and the tha, they both carry the shadda. So you would read it as Ya ayyuhal muddathir.
Okay.
Could you have a go for me, please?
Ya ayyuhal mudaththir. Satna is mudaththir.
Yeah, muddathir, al-muddathir. So this is where the name of the surah is coming from, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, and excellent. So you perform the correct form of waqf. So over here, the ra, if you were continuing, it would have the dhamma, but because you're pausing, so it would take the sukoon. So that's good. No problems over here. Again, just a bit more emphasis on all the letters that carry the shadda. So وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ.
Okay.
Yeah. Over here, I think there's a bit of problem with the joining of it. So وَثِيَابَكَ. Yeah. So tha with kasra, ya with fatha, and 2 seconds because it's joined to alif. وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ. Okay.
I can't hear you.
Let me try and speak up. Can you hear me now? Are you able to hear me now?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay. What I'll do is, can you see, shall I try and come back to you then? I don't think she can hear me. What I'll do is, co-host, if you could just put her on mute, I'll just talk through the rest of the mistakes and then in the recording she can hopefully listen back to it. Okay, so that should be N475 on mute. Okay, so she's been muted. So just going through the last few mistakes. So just for the benefit of the rest of the class as well. So again, we have the ha over here, which is carrying the kasra and also the shadda. So more emphasis on the letters with the shadda. So وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ. And over here again, she needed a bit more fluency in joining these two letters. So this is وَالرُّجِزَ. وَالرُّجِزَ. Remember to make the ra quite thick and also put emphasis because of the shadda. وَالرُّجِزَ. And again, so all her application of waqf was fine here. Remembering when the letter has the sukoon already, there's no change. So فَأَنذِرْ فَكَبِّرْ فَطَهِّرْ Fahjur, these are all letters which carry the sukoon already, so there was no change in how you perform the waqf. So what I'll do now is, if my co-host can pick a student from Atfal, please.
Yes, A444.
Okay, excellent.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you today, A444?
Good.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Thank you for asking. So do you understand so far the rule that we've covered in today's lesson?
Yes.
Excellent. So if you can continue where your classmate left off. So from verse number 7 up until verse number 9, please. Remembering all of the rules that we've covered so far.
So from wala to kur.
Yeah, to qur, yeah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
ولا تمنن تستكثر ولربك فاصبر فإذا نقر في الناقور.
Excellent. That was really well recited. There were no major mistakes at all, and you pronounced this letter really well as well, the tha, so that was good. And again, your application of the waqf rules as well, they were all perfect. So over here we had the ra with the dhamma, and you correctly paused by applying the sukoon on it. And over here there was no change, and the ra with the kasra, it took the sukoon when you paused on it. So that was really good. Just one point I had. So just again, like with the previous student, a bit more emphasis on letters with the shadda. So over here, li rabbika. Can you try that for me?
لربك.
Well done. And also with any letter, with the letter ra specifically, actually, it's a very thick letter. So when it's got the fatha, we round it a little bit. So li rabbika.
Okay.
Okay, li rabbika. And over here as well, so you did well here in emphasizing the shadda, but just a bit more of a nasal sound to come through. So finnaqur. Okay, finna. Can you try that for me?
Finna.
Yeah. So this letter here, rather than reading it as na, it's sort of an open mouth letter. So finna.
Finna.
Excellent. Finnaqur.
Finnaqur.
Excellent. Jazakallah. So remind me of your ID, please.
A444.
Well done. So that was really well recited. So keep up the good work.
Jazakillah.
Jazakallah. So I'm going to mute you now. And if my co-host can move to student from Nasirat, please.
Yes, N470.
मैंने पहले ही कर दिया था
470. Can you hear me?
मैंने 10 मिनटों में कर दिया था
अरे ना करो आपका पहुंच जरा
हैं नहीं शुरू में मैंने एक ले लिया था मुझे मिल गया
Let me just mute her for now and I'll come back to her. If you could just make a note of that, co-host. We'll pick a different Nasirat for now if you've got any on your list.
Yeah, N475.
Well, I think I selected her at the start already.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, N475. Just check my list. Can we have N449? She's still in. Yeah, okay, found her. Okay, Assalamualaikum, N449.
Walaikum Assalam.
How are you today?
Good.
So, can you start then from verse number 9 here?
Yeah.
Verse 11.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فذلك يومئذ يوم يسير على الكافرين غير يسير.
So you did the waqf correctly. So the ra with the kasratain and the ra here with the dhammatain, you correctly changed them to sukoon when you did your waqf. So well done for that. There are a few points. So over here, I think on this word here, yawma, you read the fatha as a kasra. So I think you read it as yawmi even. So remembering, just going back to our very first letters, the point that we really emphasized in the beginning was not to make any mistakes in what stroke you're reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yawma even, okay? And the second point was, so over here we have the dhal, and what's the stroke underneath the dhal here? Do you know what it's called?
Tanween.
Excellent. So tanween is over here. And directly after, what's this letter here? It's a bit blurry, but it's 2 dots underneath.
Ya.
Yeah, excellent. And above the ya is
Fatha.
fatha, and just below the fatha is
Mushaddad.
mushaddad. Yeah, so it's ya mushaddad. Excellent. So I'm just going to bring students back to this lesson from, this rule from lesson 1. Find it. Yeah, okay. So remembering here, this is regarding the ya with shadda or the waw with shadda. So in the case of the one we're reciting, we're looking at ya mushaddad. And what this rule basically said was, when you are reading ya with a tanween, sorry, no, yeah, so sorry, ya mushaddad. So we're basically remembering that in this scenario, we're going to produce from the tanween a slight nasal sound, and we're also going to pause a little bit, partially because of the shadda that's appearing there. So we read it as فَذَلِكَ يَوْمَئِذٍ يَوْمٌ إِذٍ يَوْمٌ. So slight nasal sound and pausing for 2 seconds. So could you try just this portion again for me, please? Co-host, has she been muted by accident? Co-host, do we know if she's been muted? Or
No, I didn't.
no? But again, just for the benefit of the rest of the students as well. So just remembering how we join a tanween with a ya mushaddad. So it's light nasal sound and pausing. Are you still there? Sorry, what was the ID of the student?
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, do you remember what the ID was of the student?
Yeah, N449.
N449, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I thought you'd disappeared. But do you understand the point that I was making over here?
I can't see the screen. It just disappeared from her.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do you want to maybe log out and then log back in? Maybe that would
Yeah.
be, yeah. Okay. Anyway, those were the points that I wanted to raise, the main points. But inshallah, again, if you can go back to the recording, you can listen again. Okay. Okay. I think she's gone. So co-host, if you could pick a student from that file now, please.
A403.
Assalamu alaikum, A403.
Walaikum Salam.
Okay, brilliant. Can you see the screen okay?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. So can you start then from verse number 12 up to verse...
1 minute, 1 minute. Yes, from verse number 12.
Yep, up until verse number 14, please.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ذهني ومن خلقت واحدا وجعلت له مالا ممدودا وبنينا شهود.
Okay. So there are a few points from here. So basically what you did was in all the verses you didn't actually stop. So you don't have to stop.
Okay.
Because you've reached the end of the verse, I mean it's fine to, you should probably stop, yeah, because it allows you to take a breath and then prepare for the next verse. So in this example here, if I start with the rules of vaqf, so here wahida, yeah, this dal, what's the stroke above the dal?
So I can't remember.
So it begins with a T. Any ideas?
T.
Tanween.
Okay.
Familiar to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were continuing, you read it rightly. So wahidam, yeah. And then if you're continuing, you would join the tanween with the waw mushaddad. So you read it as wahidam wa, yeah. But
Yeah.
because you reached the end of the verse, it's preferable to pause here so you can take a breath. So wahida, that's how you would read it if you were pausing. Okay.
Okay.
So exactly the same over here. These are all examples of letters which are carrying the tanween sign with the fathatain. And here you would read it as mamduda. Okay, again, 2 seconds pausing. At the end of this one, shuhuda, 2 seconds. Okay. The other points that I raised. So this one over here, just read this word again for me, please.
Zahni.
This one here, this is the letter Ra, yeah? I think you're reading it as a ha, but Zarni.
Zarni.
Yeah. And over here, do you know what the stroke is above the ha here?
No.
No? So this is Fatha, yeah?
Okay.
Fatha. So even if you can't remember the names, as long as you can remember the amount of time that you spend on it. So here, Fatha, Kasra, and Dhamma. How many seconds do we read the Fatha or Dhamma or Kasra for?
More than 1 second.
1 second, okay? These are the very basic strokes. So Fatha 1 second, Kasra 1 second, Dhamma 1 second. The ones that are longer, that's the vertical Fatha, so like the standing Fatha there. Vertical Kasra and vertical Dhamma. Those are for 2 seconds, okay? So in this example, you prolonged it a bit more than 2 seconds, more than 1 second. So it should have been وَمَنْ خَلَقْتُ, okay?
وَمَنْ خَلَقْتُ.
Yeah, so not خَلَقْتُ, وَمَنْ خَلَقْتُ. Very simple, 1 second. خَلَقْتُ, okay?
وَمَنْ خَلَقْتُ.
Yeah, brilliant. And over here, so you have the ha, and the stroke underneath the ha is the zir or the kasra, yeah? And you're joining it to, can you see what the letter is joined to the
I can't see it clearly.
Yeah, it's not too clear, but it's basically the 2 dots for the letter ya, okay? So here, the ya has got the sukoon, so we call it ya sakin, and we're going to prolong for 2 seconds. Wahida.
Wahida.
Yeah, excellent. So this whole verse, Dharni wa man khalaqtu wahida. Okay?
Okay.
Moving to this verse here again. So we've got the very basic stroke above the letter tha, and that is the dhamma. And how many seconds on the dhamma?
1 second.
1 second. Excellent. So waja'altu.
وَجَعَلْتُ.
Waja'altu.
وَجَعَلْتُ.
Yes, well done. And over here we've got the lam, which carries the tanween, the fathatain, and it's joining to the meme over here. And the meme is carrying the shadda as well as the fatha. So how we're going to join it is وَجَعَلْتُ لَهُ مَا لَمْ مَمْدُودًا. Okay? Lam, because we've got the shadda on the meme, we're going to put a lot more emphasis on it. Lam mamduda.
Okay.
So lam mamduda. Can you try that for me, please?
Lam mamdu. Lam mamdu'a.
Duda. So this is the
Duda.
Yeah. Lam mamduda. So just emphasis on the meme mushaddad because of the shadda on it. Okay?
Okay.
And over here, I can't remember exactly what the mistake was, but it might have been the wrong stroke that you read. So this is the fatha again. So wabanina shuhuda.
Okay. Wabanina shuhuda.
Wabanina shuhuda.
Wabanina shuhuda.
Well done. So lots of practice. At the moment, focus your attention on making sure you get the strokes for the right amount of time, because that's really important. That's one of the really basic rules, but it's really important because you don't want to change the meaning of the words. So really focus on getting to grips with the fatha, dhamma, kasra, and then stand vertical fatha, etc. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And just remind me of your
Excuse
ID again.
My ID is A403, and I wanted to talk to something about that happened yesterday. I don't know if someone told you, but the I think it was A433 or something like that. They had the video on, and they were doing some very inappropriate stuff.
Okay, Jazakallah, let me know. We'll make a note of that, and then in charge of discipline, would you like to say anything to the class?
Yes, and right now, a few minutes ago, some like students, they were having their video on. I think it's a Quran class and you should respect it. And we will make a note of these IDs if we will notice it again. And I will make a note now as well.
Okay, Jazakumullah. So just a reminder, this is a Quran class. Even though we are in a virtual classroom, yes, we're not in front of you. But remembering we're reading the book of Allah, so it deserves a lot of respect. So anyone that's misbehaving, A, will take a note of your ID, and then B, will just remove you from the classroom or put you into the waiting room for the remainder of the class, because that's not how we show respect to the Holy Quran. So just a quick reminder, and also please make sure whenever you come to the classes that you've got someone supervising you. So it might be a parent or whoever's looking after you on the day. Children definitely should not be unsupervised during these classes, because it's part of the process of learning is to have your parents with you, or someone who's looking after you with you, because that's the best way to learn. So Jazakallah to all students. If my co-host could select a final student from Nasirat, and then we'll quickly do one or two verses and then we can finish with one.
Yeah, and if I just ask N466.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Can you hear me?
Can you say that again?
Can you hear me clearly, N466?
Your voice is just a bit down.
It's a bit low. Can you hear me now, or is it still quite quiet?
It's okay.
Okay, could you just read them for me, please? From okay, if you read from again from 14, just up to 16, please.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبنين شهودا ومهدت له تمهيدا ثم يطمع أن أزيد.
It was really well read, but the few points that are highlighted. So the first one over here, this is the sheen, and just above the sheen we have the dhamma. So remembering just with the simple dhamma is 1 second. Okay, so wabanina shuhuda. Okay.
Okay.
Well done. And you did really well over here. So at first you joined the ha with the dal, but then you realize that actually we're going to miss this out and we're going to join it directly with the ta, which is carrying the shadda and the dhamma sign. So you read it as wama hattu, so that was really good, well spotted.
Thank you.
Just over here, so you've got the ha with a kasra, and it's joined with the ya sakin, which is a letter of elongation. So just a bit more time on this. So tamhida, okay?
Okay.
And well done, you did well with the pausing at the end of the verses. So both examples here carried the fathatain and you correctly prolonged and shuhuda. Again, it was the same sort of mistake. So then if you prolonged for more than 1 second, remember this is the summer, you only have to mean the shadda. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. And in the final example again, so you correctly did the waqf, so you applied the sukoon on the dal, which would otherwise have the fatha if you were continuing. So well done. Not any major mistakes, but just do pay attention to where you have the basic strokes, the dhamma in this example, and also where you have the letters of prolongation. Okay, so
Okay.
jazakallah for that.